Carbonates, halides, and sulfides. That's what we're going to be covering in this episode. It's a very important topic for your GCSE Chemistry exam, so let's jump into it. I'm Jono from Seneca. Let's do this. So let's start with carbonates. So one of the key reactions you need to know for GCSE Chemistry is the reaction of a carbonate with a dilute acid, okay? And this produces a salt, water, and carbon dioxide. Now, a question might ask you, how can you confirm that carbon dioxide was produced? Now, if you've checked out the other episodes, particularly identification of common gases, you should know the test for the carbon dioxide. Can you remember? It's the lime water test, okay? So we bubble through the gas through lime water, and if the solution turns cloudy, we say that carbon dioxide has been produced. Therefore, if we put an unknown substance in a dilute acid, tested the gas, it was carbon dioxide, it means we have a carbonate. Okay, now if we wanted to test for halides, there are two steps. We need silver nitrate and dilute nitric acid, okay? So those are the two substances involved for testing for halides, okay? Now, do you remember the products of a reaction of a carbonate? So if we had something like calcium carbonate and we reacted it with hydrochloric acid, what would we produce? So remember, it's three products for a carbonate. It's a salt. So in this case, it's going to be calcium chloride, which will be CaCl2, because remember, calcium has a 2+ charge and Cl has a -1 charge. What are the two other products? We're going to make carbon dioxide, CO2, and we're going to make water, H2O. Okay? Now, if we want to test for sulfates, do you know what we do? We add dilute hydrochloric acid and then we add barium chloride. Okay, so those are the two steps for a sulfate test. Now, one more time, do you remember the three products that are produced in a reaction of a carbonate? Salt, carbon dioxide, water. Okay, now anions, do you remember what charge they carry? They have a net negative charge, okay? Now, testing for sulfates. Let's run through the process. So what are sulfates? They are compounds that contain SO4 ions, and there are two steps for testing. Article 1, we add dilute hydrochloric acid to an unknown solution, and this gets rid of any carbonate ions, okay? And that could disrupt the results because carbonates could form a precipitate with the barium ions in step 2. So, surprise, surprise, we add barium chloride to this solution. Now, if sulfates are present, the white precipitate barium sulfate will form. And the simple equation for this is Ba2 plus aqueous plus SO4 aqueous goes to BaSO4. Okay, so you also need to know the color for the halide precipitates, and there are three really important ones. So silver chloride is white, silver bromide is like a nice little cream, and then silver iodide is yellow. So all nice neutral colors would look lovely in the guest bedroom, okay? So do you remember that test for sulfates? We had barium chloride and we had hydrochloric acid. Which order is it? It's hydrochloric acid first to get rid of any carbonate ions, and then we add barium chloride, okay? And what do we produce between the reaction of a carbonate and a dilute acid? It's water, carbon dioxide, and a salt. Okay, so final thing, halide testing. Do you remember how we do that? It's dilute nitric acid and then we add silver nitrate. Okay, that brings us to the end of this episode. Thanks very much for joining me. Good luck with all your studying, and I'll catch you in the next one.